Hi everyone, today I want to show you a specific feature I came across in the PydanticAI package, which in my opinion is amazing. You can create an agent and expose it via a single function as an A2A ready web service. This is awesome because the A2A protocol is quite complex and very powerful, but there will be many developers and teams which want to expose the agents as web service but don't want to implement everything on their own because they have to build up the knowledge for that, and that can take its time and you can even make some mistakes by implementing that. So an easy function would be very helpful. In this video I want to show you how well that works in the Pydantic package and want to show you the current limitations of it. Okay, so we are now in VS Code, and if you want to have the code on your own, you can find the link to it in the description. We built a very simple agent that makes use of an MCP server, so everything is web-based. So we start with the MCP server that makes use of a very simple fake database. You have got some food in here with category, price and a description. And you want the MCP server to expose that database as tool. So you can search by the restaurant menu and can filter by a category. So that's a tool, and this tool will just filter for the correct category and return the correct items of that database. So quite simple, and to start the MCP server we can just use the run method of that. For this project I use UV to install the dependencies, and you can just run UV sync. After creating a virtual environment, here you can see that is in the .env folder. That will install every package. For me it only takes a few milliseconds because I installed everything. So after doing that you can just run UV, run Python and then MCP server.py. And now we've got an MCP server running on port 8001. So next file is the server.py. That is our agent that will be exposed via A2A. Okay, so now let's open the server.py, and here we import a few classes. The most important one are the agent, which is used to create our agent. So all of the logic for using the LLM will be used with that class. And we also got this MCP server streamable HTTP class. This will be responsible for creating the connection to our MCP server. So we first have to create a variable with the MCP server URL. So the MCP standard is to expose the MCP server with the MCP route. The service is running on port 8001, and this will be used to connect to that server. So we have to instantiate the MCP server streamable HTTP class, pass the URL, and we can also set a tool prefix for that. So now we've got our MCP connector, and we can load the environment files because we need the OpenAI API key for that. So I use OpenAI for that. Here to create the agent, OpenAI GPT-4o mini. We also want to pass an instruction for the agent, and now we have to pass the MCP servers. So you can bind multiple MCP servers. So I only have one, so I create a list with a single item. After that, we've got our agent, and we want to expose it via the A2A protocol. So we just use agent.toA2A, and here we want to provide a name for that agent and a description. We also want to set the URL for the client, and then we can just use UVIcorn run, where we pass that application. So this is just a standard FastAPI server which is powered by UVIcorn. So pretty simple. And now let's try it out. So create another terminal or open another terminal, run UV run Python and then server.py. So now we've got the A2A server which makes use of the MCP server. Now let's connect to that by this FastA2A client. Before we use that client, I first want to demonstrate something in this agent_test.py. So this test file makes use of the same agent with the MCP server and uses the run method of that with the question, how much does tiramisu cost? So let's try that out. UV run Python agent_test.py. So that's the same logic, and we can see that it makes use. So we can see it lists the tools, and at the end we can see that tiramisu costs $7.50, and it is a homemade dessert. And we can see, if we have a look at the MCP server, that this is actually correct. So connecting our agent to the MCP server works. So in a few seconds this demo will make sense to you. Protocols are so powerful because integration should be very easy, and it should not matter which framework you use to connect your A2A agents. So first I'm going to show you how to connect it with the core A2A SDK from Google. So this should just work out of the box to connect the client to that A2A server. So let's try it out. The Google SDK is quite low level, which makes it very powerful, but also very difficult to use. So I'm gonna show you that in a quick demo. So what we need is an async client that makes a request to that URL, because here we expose that agent card and we can use a helper function for that, the A2A card resolver, where we pass the async client and also the base URL. So the get agent card method will make a request to the path of the agent card. So that is a standard path, and we will save that agent card in memory. Then we will use the A2A client, where we also use that async client, and now we also use the agent card for that. So now we've got our client and we want to send a request to that. So to do that, we want to create a text message object with a role and also content. So this is how A2A expects a message to look like. The A2A protocol expects a little bit more like a request ID, and we can use that send message request class to create the request in a way that A2A expects it. And then we can use the send message method of the client where we pass the request as argument. Then we make a few exception handlers because we want to track every exception that takes place. So a little bit of a spoiler, this will not work out of the box, unfortunately. So we've got the A2A service still running, the fast MCP service running, and now we can use uv run python wrong client.py. Wrong client.py, of course. And now we can see the following. It tries to connect, successfully connected to the agent, but then we got an error. And I already printed as expected because, of course, I tested it. And currently we don't see anything in that. But if we have a look at the agent class or at the A2A server, then we can see the following. So the input tag here is message sent, but the PydanticAI server expects it to look like this. So tasks sent. So there is a mismatch in the method names, which I, to be honest, found quite interesting. So I researched that and came across this GitHub issue where we can see the answer of that guy. And we can see message sent is the updated one for the A2A spec, and task sent is deprecated. So currently you cannot connect the newest version of the A2A SDK with the current version of the PydanticAI AI library, which is a bit unfortunate, but that of course explains the error. So let's now try it out with the FastA2A client. So first, if you might wonder, what is this FastA2A package? That is a sub-package of the PydanticAI package, which can be used separately. But this package has got the A2A client, which we need to connect to our agent on port 7000. So let's try that out. And we again create an A2A client where we just pass the URL. So this client will also make use of the discovery method, which makes use of the agent card. And now we want to create a new dictionary. So we save every task in memory. And now we want to connect to that. So we first have to send a message to the A2A server. This looks like this. So role is user, and here we send the information or the question, how much does tiramisu cost? Then we want to send that task, and here you can see the difference. It is not send message, it is send task. So there is a semantic difference. We can get a response, which is a complex object. Here we're gonna print it, and we can extract the relevant information. So we can extract the result, we can extract a task ID. So we will use that task ID to get the information from the A2A server if that request that we send it, so the task that we send it, is already finished. So a task can have multiple states: completed, failed, cancelled, and rejected. And we, of course, want a completed state at the end. So how can we use that now? So what we're gonna do is perform a so-called polling. So we will request every 2 seconds how the status of the task is. So the current status can be extracted like this, and we check if that is in one of the final states. And if that's not the case, we want to request the state of the task one more time. We can do that by using the getTask method, where we pass the task ID and get a response. And here we again check for the status, if it's finished, failed, cancelled, or rejected. If the status is one of the final states, then we can extract the so-called artifacts from that. So this will contain the text and also additional information from the A2A server, and we can just print it. So I also use some debugging here. So I capture multiple errors, and we want to print it, of course, because again, little spoiler, it does not work out of the box. So at the end, we just use the run method to actually make use of that. So let's try that. uv run Python FastA2A Client, and we can see the following. So this is how the first message looks like, and we can see that this worked the first time, but now we can see that the status failed. So why does that actually happen? We can see that here in the A2A server, we can see that our agent found our MCP server, but if we have a look at the MCP server, we can see there's only a single log. So processing request of type list tools request. So that is the discovery method of the MCP server to list all tools. So that was successfully done, but after that, nothing happened. So, and I think there might be an error in the implementation of the A2A function when you expose the agent as A2A ready agent. I think somewhere in the process, the MCP server gets lost, because in our test, this worked. But if we use the FastA2A client, it does not work. So the issue is not the MCP server, but it is the implementation of the A2A method. So somehow the MCP server gets lost in the process. Okay, so my TLDR for the last 10 minutes is that the idea is great to expose agents with a single function via the A2A protocol, but currently the PydanticAI packages seem to have a few issues. First, we've got a method mismatch, since PydanticAI is not capable of using the newest version of the A2A protocol, and we also got an issue with A2A servers which make use of MCP servers for tool usage. So my 2 cents, try it out, take some ideas of the PydanticAI package for your own code, but I would still stick to the official A2A SDK from Google. Okay, thank you very much for watching. See you in the next video. Bye bye.